Welcome to On the Record. In the run-up to the November general election, we are going to introduce you to the candidates you'll be seeing on the ballot. Now, to do that, we'll be hosting a series of candidate forums right here. Before we begin, let's go over the rules. Each candidate was provided the list of questions, which we'll get to in just a moment. They each have 1 minute to answer those. Seating arrangements for this particular episode will be determined by the incumbent to my immediate left, the challenger to the incumbent's left. Each candidate will be given 2 minutes at the beginning to introduce themselves, 2 minutes at the end as well for closing thoughts. With that in mind, let's get started with our guests for this episode. Mitch Boggs and Bradley Boss, candidates for the 157th House District. Thank you both for going on the record with us. As promised, 2 minutes to introduce yourselves. Mitch, let's begin with you.
Yes, thanks for having me today. Yeah, State Representative Mitch Boggs for 157, a Republican candidate. I've served there for 6 years. I'm a husband, father, grandfather. I'm a pilot, I'm a pastor, a business owner, and a farmer. And it's been an honor to serve in the House. It's been great. But previous life, I was a builder, and we still have that building business. 40-some years of building with my father. I worked for 28 years with my dad. And so I've met a lot of people, got to know a lot of different lifestyles and different backgrounds. And so it's something that I take with me every day when I go to work, is that experience that I've had, that I've carried, and I've worked hard. And this is the way I'm giving back to my community, is serving as a state representative. I'm a firefighter and also on the road board. So busy lives, but I signed up for all of it, and it's an honor to serve.
Thank you very much, sir. Bradley, as promised, 2 minutes.
So my name is Bradley Boss. I've lived in Missouri my whole life, lived in Pierce City just as long, and I'm a bus driver. I am a baseball coach. I coach summer ball in Pierce City. I'm a husband and father. I got 3 kids back at home, and I've worked about 10 years in factory work. I did anywhere from metal fabrication to playground equipment, and even worked in a chicken plant for a little bit. So I've met a lot of people within the county, and I just want to try to see if I can help make a difference and be a part of that, and hopefully I can do what I can.
All right, again, gentlemen, thank you both for introducing yourselves. With that, let's get to the questions. Mitch, we'll begin with you for question 1. Data centers have been a hot button topic in Missouri. What role should the state play in their future development?
Well, yeah, it is a hot topic. I've been to several of the meetings about that. I don't think it should be treated any different than any other business growth in Missouri. I mean, I went into being a rep to push back on government into our lives, and so I don't think this is any different. Obviously, we've got to make sure that everything they're telling us is true. We've got to look into that they're protecting our water, our infrastructure, but I don't think we should be picking and choosing, telling them that they can't build here, they can't be a part of it. They just need to make sure they do things the right way. And what that is, it's a new field. So yeah, I don't think they should be treated unfairly because they're a data center.
Thank you very much, sir. Bradley, same question for you. Data centers have been a hot button topic in Missouri. What role should the state play in their future development?
I think they should definitely be looked at a little bit more closely, I would say, than a normal business, just for the simple implications that they can have against our environment and our electrical grid and stuff like that. So I think the state needs to probably look at it a little bit more better and research better on that topic, and make sure that they're being honest with us. So just like Mr. Boggs here said, just make sure they're doing the things the right way. And I think that's the best approach we can probably do as a state.
Thank you both, gentlemen. Bradley, question 2, we'll begin with you. On the subject of data centers, a statewide moratorium on their construction has been proposed. Is this something you would support?
I would support it. I would do probably about a year moratorium on it, just for the simple fact we don't know a lot about it. We don't really know what kind of data they're harvesting, where it's going. There's lack of transparency, in my opinion, with the public on exactly what is going on with them. So I think a year moratorium would definitely give the state government just enough time to be able to do their due diligence and be able to look at it and make sure proper steps and procedures are being put in place and followed for the data centers.
Thank you very much, sir. Mitch, same question
Yeah.
for you. On the subject of data centers, a statewide moratorium on their construction has been proposed. Is this something you would support?
It's something I could support. I'm not going to say I would support. I don't see, there again, I don't see why they should have any more holdback. I would want to know what the moratorium was for. If we already have all the facts that we have in front of us, and definitely data centers are not brand new. They're just a lot of them. A little bit concerning how many of them there are. That's been a concern of a lot of people, but still yet, I don't see why we should say, hey, you need to halt this process just because we have concerns if there's no valid concerns put in place. But with valid concerns, I could support a moratorium.
Thank you both, gentlemen. Question 3, Mitch, we'll begin with you here. Should Missouri add restrictions to the use of artificial intelligence?
Yeah, so everything has restrictions. Should we add restrictions? I don't know if restrictions are the right word or not, or if we should just have basic line principles that we have in place to protect our youth. Someone that would be able to attack our youth, their livelihood. If they was creating something that was pornographic or something that would not be suitable for family, then yeah, we're going to have to make sure that that fits scope to protect human life and safety of our children.
Bradley, same question for you. Should Missouri add restrictions to the use of artificial intelligence?
I'd say yeah, just as long as the restrictions are reasonable and exactly like kind of, I'll reiterate what Mr. Boggs said. If it's targeting our youth and the ones that are most vulnerable amongst us, there definitely should be restrictions on that. And so yeah, I'd support that. I'd support restrictions as long as they're reasonable.
We'll move on now to question number 4. Bradley, beginning with you. Should commercial use of AI be regulated by the state?
I think that like for commercial use and stuff, I think yeah, I think there should be some form of disclaimer or something that AI is being used, just for the simple fact of just how far it's come in the past couple of years. In some cases, it's hard to tell which is AI and what is real. So I think there should be at least a disclaimer on personal use when AI is involved. So that way the general public can discern what is actual real people in front of them and what is made up.
Thank you very much, sir. Mitch, same question for you. Should commercial use of AI be regulated by the state?
So yes, I believe there is commercial regulations in place for commercials now. I don't think that it should have to be a great deal more than that, but a disclaimer, some way to let us know that this isn't real, and how it came about would probably be an easy way to assemble, maybe there again, maybe not call it a regulation, but mainly just a basic format of how we're going to use AI going forward.
All right, thank you both, gentlemen. Mitch, we'll begin with you for question number 5. Property tax relief was a widely discussed legislative topic this past session that did not make it to the finish line. Should something be done at the state level on property taxes? And if so, what does that look like to you?
Yeah, so I'll go to the last part where what that looks like to me. I'm just like everyone else. I pay property taxes, and has been said over and over, it's like renting your own property. That's really frustrating to a lot of people. And so if we could find a way to make the American dream a little more where you could be in charge of what you have, that would be great. Yes, it's been discussed. There was a panel that went across the state, gathered information, and we gathered a lot of basic information. It's not that easy because we have the fire, ambulance, and the schools, and we've got all those people that we want to make sure that we don't affect those services. We want 911 to come whenever we make that call.
Thank you very much, sir. Bradley, same question for you. Property tax relief, a widely discussed legislative topic this past session that did not make it to the finish line. Should something be done at the state level on property taxes? And if so, what does that look like to you?
I think we definitely could be looking at it to see what avenues we may have, because like Mitch pointed out, some people are paying some pretty high property taxes, especially if you're a rural farmer and whatnot. You have mostly a lot of property that can range from anywhere from 20 to 40 to 50 to 100 acres. So I think there's definitely avenues that we can approach, but we do need to make sure essential services like fire departments and all that stuff are also covered. So it's a very delicate topic, but I do think we can look at it and see what kind of that path or avenue we can pick moving forward.
Thank you both. Gentlemen, Bradley, we'll begin with you for question 6. The state budget is expected to be a point of emphasis in the next session. With the expected depletion of the state surplus fund in the not too distant future, what is the best policy for crafting that budget without cutting a vital program?
I think one of the pathways that we could probably look at generating a little bit more revenue because of that surplus being eliminated. We could probably approach that in a way of looking at what exemptions we might have or tax credits that we might give to these large multi-billionaire national corporations, and to see what revenue we might be able to salvage from that, rather than trying to pass that buck off to the working class and just the average Missourian here. And I think, I'm not saying, take, completely strip them, but see what's excess and what's actually incentivizing corporations and businesses to come to Missouri.
Thank you very much, sir. Mitch, same question for you. The state budget is expected to be a point of emphasis in the next session. With the expected depletion of the state surplus fund in the not too distant future, what is the best policy for crafting that budget without cutting a vital program?
Yeah, as someone that's served on the budget for the whole 6 years I've been there, I can get in the weeds real easy on that, but I'll keep it short. We have our base budget that's pretty easy to start with. We have a lot of one-time programs that was supposed to be one-year programs. Some of them have carried on, and some of them are 4 and 6 years along. We probably need to take another look at, see if there's another avenue that we can use to support some of those one-time programs. And other than that, we're going to just have to take some cuts. It's going to be some deep dives into the budget, find some things that are working, some things that are not. And then after that, you have to make tough choices just like you do at home.
All right, thank you both. Gentlemen, question number 7. Mitch, we'll begin with you. Should Missouri go back to a presidential preference primary?
So yes, as a firefighter, I'll just go into that. Whenever we had our presidential primary caucus, there was a lot of firefighters that said, I'm not included in that because somebody has to stand on post, somebody has to be on duty. So I think the presidential primary is a way of opening a door that everyone feels like they're included, so no one's left out. No matter whether your vote would change the outcome, everybody wants to be included.
Thank you very much, sir. Bradley, same question for you. Should Missouri go back to a presidential preference primary?
I think so. I think it probably, whenever we removed it, I believe 2022, I think it unintentionally disenfranchised some voters, forcing them to choose a party ballot instead of being able to just go to the ballot box and vote for the best option that they thought they had on the ballot.
And our last question, Bradley, we'll begin with you. Another item that didn't quite make it to the finish line this past session was an A through F grading system for Missouri schools. Is this something the legislature should consider again in 2027?
So my main concern about the A through F grading is the fact that it creates yet another budget item that does not have a source of funding. It just creates another cost that the state government will have to once again balance. I think it's good for transparency, but as a physical level, I don't think it's a viable option considering that we are facing so many budget cuts already with our public schools.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Mitch, same question for you. Another item that didn't quite make it to the finish line this past session was an A through F grading system for Missouri schools. Is this something the legislature should consider again in 2027?
So, yeah, I mean, it's always hard to find the right way to find a solution to a problem, and that's what legislation does. We had a lot of discussion. I learned a lot about that program. There needs to be accountability, so we've got to find a way to accountability. Is the A through F program the answer to that? That is yet to be determined because it didn't get passed. But accountability, and as someone that's over the budget, one of the ones that's over the budget, accountability for the tax dollars is very important. And so if our students' education is the most important thing, then we've got to put safeguards in to make sure that that's what's happening with our dollars.
And that does conclude the question portion of the forum. Gentlemen, thank you both for participating. As promised, we're now going to give you each 2 minutes for concluding thoughts. Bradley, we'll begin with you.
So thank you guys for having me on here. First of all, I really appreciate the opportunity to come up here and kind of show my best thoughts for what the path forward for Missouri and everything. And so I am running a grassroots campaign. So I am hosting a town hall in Pierce City on Sunday at 2 to 4. So if you want to come in and meet me in person, explain your concerns, your ideas, or just thoughts, you can meet me there at 2 to 4 at the Senior Center in Pierce City.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much, sir. Mitch, 2
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's great. It's a great opportunity. It's been an honor to serve in the House. I look forward to my next 2 years. I've got a lot of things behind me that I've done, I've accomplished, but it always seems like you never have everything done. And so I'm enjoying the intern. We're working hard. We're trying to come up with game plans for the future, but we've got a general to run, and so I'm going to get out. I'm going to be working and meeting with people and letting them know that I'm here to serve, and whether it's working on the road district or on the fire department or helping the boys on the barns, I'm always busy. And so this has been something I never dreamed I would ever do, but here I am, and it's been a pleasure to serve Lawrence County, the county and the place that I love so much and I've called home my whole life. I think my grandchildren are like 6th or 7th generation, so I want to keep that place pure, and I want to keep that place growing and thriving for the next generation. And so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Gentlemen, again, thank you both for joining us. That does conclude this candidate forum. Again, our guests have been Mitch Boggs and Bradley Boss, candidates for the 157th Missouri House District. Once again, thank you both for going on the record with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.